Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. If you like the video today, please come in and share. We'll surely appreciate it here on 100 Yards Football. I'd like to give special thanks to my producer today, Mr. Logan Landers, the most talented guy doing this, and our youngest member of 100 Yards Football. We call him Babyface Nelson. I'm your host, Vincent Turner. Today, our NFL draft prospect is Johnny Dixon, cornerback out of Penn State University. What I like about this young man, he's 6', 193, but I tell you what, he went to South Carolina, highly recruited, decorated four-star recruit out of the Tampa, Florida area. And he decided to come to the SEC, played over 2 seasons with South Carolina, played in 22 games and held his own. Went to Penn State. I don't know the reason behind that, but he played 37 games at Penn State and played 3 seasons there under James Franklin. Mr. Dixon, looking at his career and watching some of his film, he reminds me of a gentleman that's part of 100 Yards Football by the name of Mr. Bobby Butler. You could catch him when he comes back to us and him talking about his great career at Florida State. But Mr. Dixon's got a lot of Bobby Butler in him. A guy, you think he's kind of small in stature, but look at Mr. Butler's game film when he was at Florida State and played with the Atlanta Falcons. A gentleman that came up and was a very, very strong corner. It was not only a good run support corner, can really play you man-to-man and played at a high level. Well, Mr. Dixon, in his 3 seasons at Penn State, he had 59 total tackles, 10.5 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks. A guy that at Penn State did a lot of blitzing and bringing the corner blitz off the edge. He defended 15 pass defenses. He had 3 interceptions in his career at Penn State, and he had 2 forced fumbles. What I like about him most this year is he had 26 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception. But teams were going at him early in the season, but they kind of, what I say, backed away, gave him a respect. Johnny Dixon is a very, very good football player that's moving up the draft boards in the NFL 2024 draft at the cornerback position. As I mentioned, a young man out of Tampa, Florida, went to the same high school as John J. Gruden and one Steve Garvey. They played football at Michigan State and ended up being an outstanding first baseman for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Mr. Dixon's skill set, he's got great length, A+. As I mentioned, ball skills off the charts. A lot of teams were going at him early in the season over there. But Manny Diaz, who's now the head coach at Duke, who's the defensive coordinator at Penn State, kept letting him play his game and kept putting him in that man-to-man coverage that I give Mr. Dixon A+ for. And Mr. Dixon held his own. Then he was a kind of cornerback that can play through contact. What I mean by that, coming up, making a tackle, and it's a guy that's not going to get routed. Very patient as a cornerback, A+. Excellent transition quickness, A+. As Mr. Bobby Butler, who's a member of 100 Yards Football, outstanding football player of Florida State, first round pick in 81 NFL draft. Mr. Butler is always putting this in my head. What's his footwork like, Vince? What is footwork like, Vince? He said that is a success trait of a corner playing at the next level. He's got to have outstanding footwork. Well, Mr. Dixon, I got to give him an A+. A chance to be elite. Mr. Dixon, he went over to South Carolina. Things didn't too much work out. He came to Penn State, which already had a lot of nice fire over there at the cornerback position. Joey Porter Jr., who went last year in the 2023 round, second round for the Pittsburgh Steelers, playing at a real high level. And then you're looking at he's already, Mr. Dixon was around a lot of talented corners right now at Penn State. Pass defender, A+. As I put early, and I just said, blitzer. This is a gentleman that had 7.5 sacks in his career at Penn State, and that means they were bringing him off the edge. Willingness to be coached. Listen to this key trait of any football player you want to be drafted. James Franklin stated Johnny Dixon was a very mature football player and his willingness to be coached, A+. Dependable and trustworthy as a corner, A+. That means I can trust you on that island. I can trust you to handle the best other team's receiver, A+. And finally, Johnny Dixon ended up having that, what I call at the cornerback position, that outstanding playmaking ability at a high level. Can we say Deion Sanders? Can we say Darrelle Revis? Can we say Charles Woodson? Playmaking ability went up while he was playing his years at Penn State. This gentleman right now is a very good football player and a gentleman that's going to make a team very happy that they took Johnny Dixon out of Penn State in this year's 2024 NFL Draft. If you liked the video today, please comment and share it. I've been your host, Vincent Turner. Special thanks to my producer. I would not be making it happen today without Mr. Logan Landers. Y'all be blessed and have a happy new year. We are 100 yards of football.